Let's move on now to the Tennessee Titans in our training camp preview series, where we go over all the top stories of every NFL team throughout this series. And we are doing the Tennessee Titans today. But before we do that, if you've not already, hit the subscribe button and also ring the bell to get notified when Ryan and I release new content. We have a bunch more content coming out, including this entire series of all 32 teams, plus a bunch of preseason content and also weekly prediction videos throughout the entirety of the regular season. If you want to see all those prediction series of all the Titans games, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell. It is the easiest way to get notified. And Ryan, with that being said, the Titans are in a very interesting kind of weird loophole because they seem, as a Falcons fan, they seem similar to the Saints, where they feel like they're just postponing a rebuild and they just trying to fight and hang on to that dominance that they had. But I wonder if it's maybe a little bit too late for them. But as they are kind of entering the season, they've started to prepare for the future a little bit at the same time. They did draft Will Levis. They're hoping maybe trying to get some sort of game plan for life after Derrick Henry. We're just hoping that he stays healthy. But to me, I think kind of with both of those stories kind of combined is their improvement on the offensive line needs to be fixed immediately for any type of success this year, especially with the style of play that they have. They have moved on from Taylor Lewan, who unfortunately is a really good tackle, but just could not stop getting injured. Then they did draft Peter Skoronski. This channel was a huge favorite, a fan favorite of Peter Skoronski. Him and Paris Johnson, we went back and forth on who the top offensive lineman was, and we kind of maybe gave the edge towards overall lineman to Skoronski because we knew he can kick in the guard, while Johnson was probably the clear better tackle. And I think this actually fits out better, for the Titans, because with the style of play that they want, you need a versatile offensive lineman. And a guy like Skoronski that you can put anywhere, I think helps out a lot. So I think that was a huge improvement overall. We drafted him. But then how is that going to shake up the entire offensive line throughout the season? Also, too, especially considering that I believe it was Nicholas Petit-Frere.
Yeah, he was drafted by them 2 years ago. Then they also signed the kid from Philadelphia, the tackle.
So they signed Andre Dillard.
That's something.
It looks like as of right now he's replacing Taylor Lewan at left tackle. But I bring that up because it looks like Nicholas Petit-Frere is suspended for gambling. I'm not entirely sure for how long. And then also
probably 6 games.
It is 6 games.
Yeah.
It also then looks like Dylan Redun's. I believe he might be. His name is Red on the which I thought I heard his name get.
Yeah, that's possible.
Get suspended as well during the gambling thing, but I could be wrong. Be sure to
another draft pick that I really like that they got was Jalen Duncan as well, the tackle from Maryland. He's probably most likely a swing tackle at the next level. Needs some development, but probably one of the best athletes at the tackle position in this past draft.
Yeah,
and he played guard, tackle, not really center, but if they really need a center, Peter Skoronski was a blue chip center coming out of high school who Northwestern had a needed guard. And then after Rashawn Slater left, Peter Skoronski played tackle for them. So for me, I like what they've done on this offensive line. It should be much improved over last year. I think they were in the bottom 5 in offensive line rankings at the end of last season. So hopefully improvement shouldn't be hard. But again, that to me, with the style of play that they like to play, having a strong offensive line is crucial to their success.
Yeah. Well, it's crucial to everybody's success, but specifically the Titans with the style of play that they play. And it's going to kind of lead into maybe I think like the second main storyline to watch, but it's just going to be because they need to be able to run the ball effectively, but when they do throw the ball, they need to be able to protect whoever is the quarterback that's back there. And it's probably going to be Ryan Tannehill to start the season, but they did draft Will Levis for a reason. They're hoping that he's going to be the guy. I think Malik Willis is not the guy, and I think they know that.
Yeah.
Levis, I think, also can kind of fit the style of play that they might be looking for. And Tannehill, who has been injury prone the past couple of years, if he gets injured again, I think it's a good segue into Will Levis just kind of taking over the team, or at least having the opportunity. But at the same time, though, who are they going to throw to? They really only have Treylon Burks as well. Nick Westbrook-Akine is a fine receiver. He's consistent. But I think it's really just because there's nobody else that they can throw to. So
yeah,
how the passing game develops as well. Just overall from the quarterback competition through Tannehill and Levis, which I'm sure we'll get into a little bit more in general. But then also then the receiver, it's who's going to be the dominant receiver outside of Treylon Burks.
Yeah. Another guy, Kyle Phillips, was supposed to be a pretty big role player for them last year. He was a rookie from UCLA, but he didn't really play much last year. I think he struggled a lot with injuries. So that'll be another one to kind of keep an eye on in training camp. How does he fare during all that? But back to the Levis and Tannehill kind of battle. One of the things that's going to be really interesting to watch is how many starting reps does Will Levis get? Like, is the door even really open for like a quarterback competition, or like are they just going to kind of put Will Levis on the second team, let him kind of develop, and then in a year maybe they'll really make that push?
Yeah, depends on how they start. If the Titans start poor, then I believe it'd be like, okay, well, let's get Levis in there. Not tanking, but it's like if we think if this guy's going to be the guy, let's see what he's got. So we have a lot of film.
Yeah.
Or should we draft Caleb Williams or try and go after one of the top quarterbacks in the 2024 draft? So I think starting the year, I think the door is closed right now with Tannehill, but I think it is a very loose door, and I think can easily be open under the right circumstances.
Yeah, I just think it's going to be really interesting to watch kind of the snaps and how that is handled, because when you do trade up to I think the 35th pick and the or 33rd pick in the second round for a quarterback, like there is some expectation for that guy to come in and maybe at least challenge for the starting job, right? Like just make a case that like, okay, this kid actually has something. Let's see where this goes. So that to me is going to be really interesting to watch. I mean, defensively, I think they've still been pretty good over the last couple years. Mike Vrabel always gets that defense up and ready to play. So,
well, and they had some good free agent signings as well. They address every single level of the defense. They got, pretty sure Danico Autry was one of theirs. Yes. I just want to make sure I got that. Yeah. Aziz Al-Shaair from the 49ers, and also Sean Murphy-Bunting from Tampa Bay. And sorry for not knowing. On our lads, they don't show the year when they signed an unrestricted free agent. I'm pretty sure it was Danico Autry. But you compare them all on every single level, and every single level of that defense got a lot better. A lot better. Sorry.
Yeah.
Also, I believe Arden Key also was free agent as well from Jacksonville. So they improved on every level, which is one of the bright spots of that team, because Mike Vrabel is a defensive savant, so to say. That he always has that team playing well, and he always gets the best out of the players. They just really love playing for him, and that's what I think is going to be very fun to watch as well. Because you look on paper, this is not a team that is definitely not the best roster on paper by far, but I feel like just because they're playing for Vrabel and also the style of football that they play, there's a chance that they can win the AFC South. They're not my favorites. I got to get that to Jacksonville now, especially after last year's performance. But there's a chance. It is not over for the Tennessee Titans team, I think, entering the 2023 season. I think they are on the cusp of a rebuild. I think that's going to be very soon. Once when Tannehill and Derrick Henry move on, for sure.
Yeah.
But, Derrick Henry specifically, I think they can move on from Tannehill. And I think Will Levis could replace most of his production.
Yeah. So I think that's going to be, like, they have a lot of pretty interesting storylines to follow. I will be really interested to see as this season goes on. As bad as they were in 2022, they still had a game in Jacksonville to win the division. So, and Jacksonville's a lot better now than they were like at the beginning of last year. So we'll see if that's even a possibility this year, or if Jacksonville kind of runs away with it. But let's go ahead and wrap up the Tennessee Titans training camp preview there. I almost said offseason recap again. Training camp preview there. If you guys have not already, please go ahead and like and subscribe and leave a comment down below on what you think of the Tennessee Titans going into the 2023 season. You think they're going to get back to competing for the division title, or do you think that they're going to take a step back and potentially start a rebuild in 2023? Let us know down below. And other than that, we will see you guys next time.